Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Turnbuckle Chat podcast. We are bringing you another top 10 of all time. This time, though, we are going to be looking at the greatest tag teams inside WWE. Obviously, me and David again have made our list, not told each other, um, just to clear up confusion because we've had a few messages. These are based on in-ring work. Whatever they do outside the ring, any troubles they've had in personal life, whatever, does not come into this. This is purely just what they've done in the ring and for the industry of wrestling. So again, make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and let us know in the comments below your top 10 greatest tag teams of all time. I'm quite excited to get into this one because it's a little bit different what we're going for. So I'm just a bit of a change of state. I'm repping the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
Yes.
You are representing Adam Cole, baby.
Baby.
So firstly, how are you? How are we?
Not too bad. I'm not too bad. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad.
Stuff.
Watch the football. We won't discuss that on here, but we've watched the
Yes.
football. We've got over that.
Yeah.
So we'll get into our top 10 greatest tag teams. And yeah, welcome along and let us know your thoughts. So
Yes.
we'll jump straight in. Number 10. Who have you got?
I've got one which just about made the list. I've gone for the original Nexus on my list. I've brought them in. I think it's probably one of or a big debut shock what
Yeah,
they had. I really enjoyed the rivalry with Cena. Cena sort of turned into Super Cena at the time. So
yeah.
costing his career at the time, and then buying a ticket as what he mentioned, buying a ticket for the show every week to take down the Nexus and all that storyline, which led to
It was a
Cena's team versus the
good story.
Nexus. It was great, and it just changed. I think that was the probably one of the first times for me where it sort of changed the dynamic of bringing like rookies into like the
Yeah,
spotlight, like a load of upcoming superstars all got together and it was sort of like, just because you're big, you're not gonna
yeah.
step over me, basically. And that's what sort of changes the dynamics there, and that's what I enjoyed, really enjoyed the storyline.
I think it's very iconic as well that if you cast your mind back to their debut, if you just said was
Yeah.
very thing, the fact that was it Daniel Bryan that's got Michael Cole's tie around his neck, choking him out, and got fined for it, and ripping up the mats,
Yeah.
and they take out everyone, and they had obviously good storylines with Cena, Sheamus. I know they had another good storyline with them.
Hmm.
Punk obviously eventually then took over the Nexus.
Yes.
I'm kind of gutted that Wade Barrett's career ended as early as it did, though,
Yeah.
because I think I'd love to see him get back in the ring. I'm not going to
Oh,
lie.
I would love to. He's still great on commentary as well. So I'm
I
glad he is. I'm glad he's still around.
I love how he slowly has settled into the commentary role, and now
Yeah.
you get the jokes. And he said something the other week. It was like maybe Dom was ringside, and he was like, "Oh, something happened to Finn Balor, JD McDonough ring," and he was like,
Mm.
"Dom, I've got some bad news," and I was like, "Yes, Barrett, bring it back,
Yeah.
bring back the bad news." But no,
Yeah. We need
Nexus.
one more bad news run. I reckon. I would love to just hear him stand off
Do you
on
know
the mic
what
one
I'd
more time
love to
today.
happen? We get Wade Barrett get a return,
Yeah.
which leads to him taking over the Raw or SmackDown, and we
Hmm.
get Nick Aldis versus Adam Pearce.
Yeah.
And maybe Wade Barrett could be like the mediator or
Mm.
the referee or something in that match because that would go down quite. They're all
Yeah.
similar kind of people. So, but no, coming in hot with new old Nexus. My number 10. People are going to absolutely hound me because they probably should be higher. Um, they did legendary work in WWE, TNA, all around the
Hmm.
world. Um, they even wrestled the other week. Um, not to give away too much, but my number 10 is the Dudley Boys.
Nice. We made the list.
Definitely, definitely that as a face if you go in,
Yeah,
those could be higher. Um, I've got a few in there that are personal to me, like why I've picked them, but I
yeah,
think the Dudley Boys were iconic with um, pretty much everything they did.
yeah.
Um,
It was.
they had very good storylines with Matt and Jeff, with Edge and Christian.
Hmm.
Even the New Day, I remember watching the
Yeah,
Raw. And the New Day were in the ring, celebrating their title win, and then you just hear the pew pew pew,
yeah,
and then the music hit, and I was like, "Oh my god, the Dudleys are back!" But
yeah. That was great.
um, and also, absolutely love watching LFG and watching Bubba Ray on that because you see
Yeah.
a different side of him.
Hmm.
So what he's doing outside the ring is as well important. But yeah, number 10, I've gone for the Dudley Boys. Number
I am really rethinking my list. Well, now, but the next one
number
is
9.
the one and only Adam Cole baby's team he was in, Undisputed Era. I've gone
Yeah,
for. I think that was the one of the greatest, like sort of maybe the backbone of like modern day NXT. It was great to witness them live as well. Seeing them live, they had the chemistry they had between them of what,
yeah,
and they brought something different to NXT at the time. Um, Big fan of Adam Cole as well, and I was there. I was there. They and Cole was in that match, the ladder match I mentioned on our first podcast for NXT. And I think were there
yeah.
Roderick Strong who turned heel with Pete Dunne.
Yeah.
I think it was.
He
Yeah,
turned and joined the
yeah,
Undisputed
and
Era at the
joined
time.
the Undisputed Era at the time, just before they were probably about to pick up the win, and seeing them the four of them together, I was like, yeah, I really like that. Even though I am a huge fan of Pete Dunne, I just
Love the
really liked them.
Bruiserweight.
Yeah,
I never really. So I've only got into NXT probably the past 2-3 years maybe. So I didn't
hmm,
really see the Undisputed Era. Obviously, I've
yeah,
seen videos of what they did, um, and what they were like in other videos that I've watched. The first time I really knew about Adam Cole, and
yeah,
this is going to show really bad wrestling knowledge now, was the first time I ever like really watched him was in AEW when he teamed up with MJF.
mhm,
And they had that little run there. That was the first time I think I really like was invested in watching him.
yeah,
I didn't see anything. I did early days of NXT.
yeah,
I didn't really pay attention to because it was kind of like it was like as we call it over here in the UK. It was like Marmite. You either love it or
yeah,
you hate it. I watched one episode, didn't like it, didn't watch it
yeah,
again. It was only when we went to Mania in 2023
mhm,
that I was like, oh, actually, I should probably pay attention to NXT, and then got into
yeah,
it. And slowly now starting to see the character development and the actual what NXT is actually for. So yeah, unfortunately, not a lot of information on the Undisputed Era, but
yes,
we have one of those. My number 9 is also an NXT group, but I don't think they ever actually wrestled as a group on NXT.
yeah,
So my number 9
mm,
is the Shield.
yes,
I loved the
yeah.
Shield.
I love,
We have
really love
conversations about it
Shield.
every day. I think iconic group,
Hmm.
very very unique. The fact that all three of them are so different,
Yeah,
um, and the fact that no one really knew of them, and they
yeah,
just came in, took out Ryback, and built that storyline of helping CM Punk. We are now 10, 12 years further
yeah,
on, maybe a little
hmm,
bit further, and I've seen someone on Twitter earlier that said 12 years ago when Roman Reigns debuted on the main roster, he helped CM Punk win the title, keep the title.
yeah,
12 years later, he's now going to Survivor Series to face CM Punk, to team with CM Punk
yeah,
to help CM Punk again. So it's kind
hmm,
of like a full circle moment. And then I thought, that's a great WrestleMania match of a storyline building up.
yes,
Um, but then you look at Seth Rollins and the career he's had after.
hmm,
Worst day of my life, Seth Rollins smashing them with a chair and breaking
yes,
up for the Authority because
yeah,
wrestling has been awful after that. But absolutely hated that moment. And then you got John Moxley, Dean Ambrose, whatever you
hmm,
want to call him. I liked him as the lunatic fringe in WWE. Liked his
Same.
story.
I loved it.
Liked him as his solo run. Liked him
Yeah.
as the Shield, etc. Um, don't like John Moxley. I don't like what he's become.
No.
Don't like
Hmm.
what he does. He's too gruesome, and it's kind of that kind of WWE wrestling where you go, "Oh, I don't want to watch that." I
Yeah.
want to watch him throw Chris Jericho back onto thumbtacks rather than putting a fork in someone's ear and pulling it.
Yes. Ambrose
I
Asylum.
Yeah, I watched. Was it All In where we had the cage match with Darby Allin, uh, what's his name, Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega. There was all those, and it was against the Blackpool Bullet
Yeah.
Club and people. And he put that fork in Darby Allin's ear and just twisting it. And
Yeah.
I'm sat there going, I don't want to watch this. Um,
No.
I don't like that side of it, but I loved him as Dean Ambrose, and I hope
Hmm.
that we can get a Dean Ambrose return as Dean
Yeah.
Ambrose, not John Moxley, and maybe we get one more Shield reunion. I wouldn't be opposed
Yes.
to the Shield reuniting. Can't see it
Love it.
happening because of the storytelling between Seth and Roman,
Yeah.
but no, bigger
Hmm.
things happened. Um,
Yes.
in at number 8, who we got?
Number 8. You've mentioned them already. I've got the Dudley Boys slightly higher
Oh,
on
okay,
my list.
yeah,
Um, I think you've summed them up pretty well, to be fair. The most recent memory I've got them, as you mentioned, return against with the New Day. I went to, I think it was an episode of Raw in London around
yeah.
that time, and they came out, and it was great to see them live. And I also love every time I see a table that I always
Diva,
cheer on Demon.
get the table.
I love it.
I
It's the iconic phrase.
I respect um the Dudley Boys a lot. Like what they put themselves through
Mm,
for WWE, and what I absolutely love is the fact that the Usos physically went and got permission to use the 1D, which obviously
yeah,
was a three. Was it a 3D
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
that
think
they
yeah.
used? The fact that they went and asked permission, and there's a podcast with
Mhm.
Bubba Ray, and he was like, it nearly made him cry that they
Yeah.
asked permission because he was like, people do the Devon get the table, people use the move and stuff, and
Mhm.
they don't get the credit for it. And obviously the Usos went and now do it as the 1D, and it's kind of like it
Yeah.
shows the respect that they must have in the locker room that a tag team
Yeah.
like the Usos, who are as big as the Usos
Mhm.
are requesting permission to use their move.
Yeah.
But very good tag team, and in TNA they did a lot as well. They
Did
were
it.
top people there. I remember watching TNA when I was a bit younger.
Mhm.
Bubba Ray was the leader of the Aces of Eights.
Yes. I really
Um,
enjoyed that run.
really enjoyed it, but it was horrible
Yeah.
to see about Devon. And I was like, this guy's the
Yeah.
Dudley
It's
Boy.
always weird. I
Yeah,
feel because he does the show on NXT, doesn't he? I'm not
LFD.
sure what it was. Wait, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't know why that didn't come to me then. And I'm like, I can't look at you without the glasses. I'm with taping with them. I was like, I just can't look at you. I can't look at you with the same.
Yeah. But yeah, Dudley Boy. I thought you'd have them a lot higher. I'm not going to lie. I thought you'd have had them
Yeah.
maybe top 5.
I've it's a tough list again.
I'm excited to
It's
see your top 5 now, knowing that
yeah.
they're in there.
When we obviously we spoke about the video we made previously with the top 10, I'm like, yeah, I can easily make top 10, and it ends up going like top 20, top
Yeah,
25, and easily I've
that's
got
when you start thinking
50.
of
And
it.
also I wrote all the teams down. I thought, yeah, this is the top 10, and then as I was throughout the day, I was like, actually, oh no, what about then? Oh
Like I said to you
yeah,
before we come live, that I've changed mine
yeah,
4 times in the past couple of hours because it was like,
yeah.
oh,
You mentioned the previous tag team before, which I'm not sure whether they're on your list, but you mentioned them, but they're not on my list. And I'm like, oh, I
yeah.
think they should be now. So we'll
Um,
see. I'm interested to see whether they're up on your list further up.
we'll see. We'll go number 8 on my list.
Yeah.
The darkest of days,
Hmm.
as we'd all call it. Um, and I think the whole storyline of them being brothers
Hmm.
was so great, and it baffles me that one of them's a mayor. But my number eight is the Brothers of Destruction, Undertaker and Kane. Um,
Yes.
Iconic for. I'm obviously too. I've seen a little bit of Brothers of Destruction
Hmm.
in our time of watching.
Yeah.
Not much of it. Most of the time that I've seen them, they were fighting each other.
Hmm.
Or Kane was freaking out over May 19th. Sorry if it set you off, Glenn Jacobs, but May 19th apparently is a
Yeah.
big day. Um, and obviously Undertaker being the phenom and being the
Yeah.
WrestleMania guy was a lot of our career. But obviously in the
Hmm.
late 90s they had very good run together. And I just think they're both icons in wrestling in general. Obviously,
Yeah.
you don't put them in a tag team. They work well with each other. They build up, and when you watch certain videos of Undertaker's and he talks and stuff, him and well, Mark and Glenn, like the
Hmm.
actual people that play them, though, they've got such a good friendship out of WWE
Yeah.
outside the ring. You can see why they've got really good chemistry inside the
Yeah.
ring. But yeah, going off the icon side of it, number eight is
Yes.
Brothers of Destruction. So
Nice.
number seven.
My one is another one you've mentioned as well. I've gone for the Shield at number 7.
Oh, okay, I didn't think you'd have.
Yes.
To be fair, looking at your list so
I
far, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I would have. I originally Shield made me top 5, possibly top 3 at the
Yeah,
start. But then I really had to narrow the list down, and the Shield for me has got to be on the list. That's as you
yeah,
mentioned before, in the past 10, 15 years, we had the Shield come on like on our TV, and it was just great to see. It was similar to the chaos, how the Nexus debuted, the chaos
yeah.
they brought. They came in and just destroyed anything they want. Um, the name for them, the Hounds of Justice, the way the three of them surrounded the ring, all looking at each
Believe
other,
that.
and then stood on the apron, and I just loved them.
Love
You
the
mentioned,
fact that they were always in riot gear. Like,
yeah,
just who sits there and goes, "We're going to make a
yeah,
tag team of three gentlemen that are in NXT that all wear tight spandex pants.
yes,
We're going to put you all in
yeah,
riot gear."
hmm,
And it was like, "Oh my god, this is cool. It's something different." Um, And just hearing that Sierra, Hotel, India, Echo,
yeah,
Lima, Delta, the Shield, and it's like, oh, here we go. Knowing
yeah,
they're coming through the crowd and they made that, like Jey Uso does it now, but you sit there and go,
hmm,
Roman, obviously, bloodline family,
yeah,
but Roman was one of the key people that made that. You had Sandman was probably the first person that made that iconic of coming through the crowd. But
yeah,
then you bring in the Shield that did it week in week out, and
hmm.
I absolutely love that we spoke about the what's the documentary called now? The
Oh,
documentary they brought up, not I can't think what it's called.
oh, yeah, I forgot the name of it
The documentary they
myself
brought out
briefly.
earlier in the
Yeah,
year, and the fact that when Jay wins the Royal Rumble, Triple H goes, "Get Jay's son in the ring. He's in the Shield corner." And like the actual
mm,
back corner of the ring is called the
yeah,
Shield corner because where they always come from. So
yeah,
um, very
but
iconic
no,
group, and it's good to see. Like we've had it with Cena. We've seen him against Kurt
mhm,
Angle when he come out of the Ruthless Aggression day one,
yeah,
and we've now seen him retiring at the point he's at. We've seen the development of
mhm,
Mainly Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns.
yeah,
Of you look at the size difference of Roman Reigns then and Roman Reigns now, and he's absolutely
yeah,
wow.
mhm,
But you look at what they were like then when they came in, and they were these scrawny NXT guys that were
yeah,
coming through, and now they're top superstars. They're cutting the best promos. They've got the best storylines going,
yeah, they have,
and to see that development come through, it's
yeah.
great.
The steel chair in the back absolutely destroyed me as well, but it was great when I think it was the return, was it the Miz, Sheamus, and Cesaro in the ring?
Yeah,
Or
and he comes out
yeah,
and he
I
goes,
think it
"Who said
was.
rumors?"
Yeah, and Seth Rollins like, who said anything about? Or was it Roman Reigns or Seth Rollins
Uh,
that said
it was
who said it?
Roman Reigns' big return after
Yeah, yeah,
leukemia.
Yeah.
and he stood there and he's like, "All these rumors of your group," and he's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
"It's nothing about rumors," and then you hear "Burn
Yeah.
It Down" goes,
That's it. Yeah. And then you hear the
like,
Ambrose
"Oh."
the theme song. So, yeah. And I was like, yes, the back
And
one
it makes me
last
laugh
run.
that you've always got you look at the three of them when they stood at the top of that ramp
Mm.
on that moment. You can tell Dean Ambrose has got ADHD because he's like, "Let's go, let's go," and they're just
Yeah.
having that moment of right, let's stand here with the shield again, and
Yeah.
he's like, I want to go," but no, very iconic, and I think every time you
Yeah,
hear that,
it
that's it.
is.
Every time you hear that, the phonetic alphabet start going, spelling the shield.
Yeah. I also just
WrestleMania
mentioned the
40
Shield as well. I like I think it was the Rumble with Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns with it.
come out to it.
And, Seth Rollins came off it. I was like, yeah, that is a
That's what I was about to say about
perfect.
WrestleMania
Yeah.
40 as well. Obviously, Seth got injured, so it kind of defeated the plan that was meant to
Mhm.
happen. But again, WrestleMania 40 hit, Rock and Roman are in the middle of the ring, and the Shield music hits,
Yeah.
and you get Seth come out in his riot gear.
Yeah.
But no, very good group.
It is.
You're number 7, so very close in that one. My number 7 is going to cause a bit of an issue, I think, because people might think it might be higher.
Yeah.
Uh, Potentially excited to see if they're on your list at all.
Mhm.
But my number 7, and I said to you before we started this, I have a group that's sort of our era, but like ruthless aggression, that
Yeah.
kind of style. It's these the 4 men that are known as Evolution. Um, I think the storyline they brought when they first come into TV. Obviously,
Yeah.
you get Randy as the youngest world champion
Yeah.
ever, and then the iconic moment of them all celebrating, and Triple
Mhm.
H puts the thumbs down,
Yeah.
Batista puts Randy down,
Yeah.
um, and you get that story. But then you progress that storyline to
Mhm.
5, 6 years ago when
Yeah.
they're all stood in the ring, and we got Batista going, "This guy here is the greatest of all time. He's done everything but beat me." And you sit there going, "Oh, that's the banter," and then we got the WrestleMania match out of it, and you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay." Like they can still, as the Evolution, tell story, and it's they've got a lot of history in the past,
Mhm.
and 4 guys that have done it that all have Hall of Fame careers, all
Yeah.
have done the best they can be.
Mhm.
You stick them together, and I think that group just worked. Um,
Yes.
Worked really well, and they've got a really cool entrance song. Really like
Yeah.
that song. But spoiler, we've got a video to do for our top 10 greatest entrance themes, and they're not on my
Yes.
entrance theme. They're not on there.
Mhm.
So as much as I love the song, I don't like it that much.
Yeah.
But no, number 7, it's
Mm.
Evolution. Number 6.
Good one. Tough one because I do feel like they've got to be higher for me. I've gone for the New Day.
Okay.
I feel like they've
Uh,
got to be higher, but
I'll save
they're-
the hassle before you explain why. My
yeah,
number 6 is also the New Day.
yeah,
So we both put the New Day in at
yeah.
number 6.
I just think they brought to the ring the comedy,
They
the
brought
comedy
difference.
side of it. The
Yeah.
stuff you've got with BTOs, which I've got a box. I bought the box. It's on the display at home.
The
The charisma
dildos.
they brought in the ring. Yeah, yeah. The pancakes,
Unicorn. The unicorn.
the
Yeah.
pancakes as well.
I
It
think the
was
fact that like there's a lot of things they brought that are like
mm,
the different side of things. That you had the serious moments that when they were in the ring, they gelled really well together.
yeah,
You've seen it when Big E won the title. You see it when Kofi
mm,
Mania happened. They've got a lot of respect for each other. Really
yeah,
pissed me off that they turned on Big E, but we'll get to that in a minute. Um,
yes,
but I absolutely love the fact that I love Big E. Big E's
mm,
great, one of my favourite, and
yeah,
I'll put it out there. My aim is to try and get Big E to do our intro for our podcast. I'd love that. It'd be great,
yeah.
wouldn't it?
It would be.
Um, but I think the fact that he used to go in the ring and he used to have that move where he'd like smack people, like spank people, or really. But what made me laugh more was the fact that he used to lick his hand first, and then
Yeah,
you can see the enjoyment of him doing it. And you're like, you probably haven't got that kind of humor
Yeah.
since DX,
Mm.
uh, or early Chris Jericho and Ed, not Chris Jericho, Christine and Edge, where they had
Yeah.
the bit of the joy side of it.
Hmm.
We didn't really see that much from anyone really. A lot of tag teams
Yeah.
then were quite serious, or weren't really proper tag teams. They were just bunged together.
Yeah.
But then you brought the New Day and you brought something different. Um, and like I said, the bright colours, the pink unicorns, um,
Mm.
was obviously unique and it worked. And then you fast forward to past 12 months and they turned on Big E and I could kill them
Yeah.
all because Big E's
Yes.
my
I
guy.
think that was a. Yeah, I do think that was a fit a bad move from WWE. Really, from WWE, they're not really doing much lately. But
No,
I feel like it would be good if I know obviously due to circumstances, Biggie can't be there. But if the three of them come back for one last run, and even if like Biggie's like outside the ring, the
the manager.
bringing the manager bringing the comedy side of things, and
Big E's
you know,
very good with his voice. He's got a
yeah,
very dominating voice. So even if
mm,
you brought him in with New Day as,
mm,
and I've put it in the way a few times, the Paul Heyman guy of the group. So the
yeah,
guy that comes out and he does all the talking.
yeah,
Kofi and Xavier don't need to do a lot. They could just stand their
yeah,
ground and be a dominating group. And having them heal probably would be good for that
yeah,
situation
mm,
because you could have Big E just come out and trash talk everyone
yeah,
and Kofi and Xavier just sweep up. But the one thing that I will never forget about the New Day, without going too much that YouTube might block our video, is the roast battle they had with the
it
Usos.
was, yeah,
And Jimmy turns around and goes, "Don't get rated R like your boy Xavier Woods." And
yeah,
the New Day, apart from Xavier Woods, Kofi and Big E absolutely lose it because they could
yeah.
not keep straight faces for anything. They
Yeah.
cracked
Oh,
so much.
that was a great segment promo.
But them two tag teams alone work
Yeah,
really well with each other as well.
they did. They had some great matches. I think for me, don't know why I could just the one memory I've got at the moment, which is just well, not one memory, but one of the memories that comes to my head is when Chris Jericho was going through a period of where he's got the list, and all they knew they make jokes, and he puts each member on the list.
A
On
Biggie and they're all freaking out. They're like, "No!"
Yeah, but then the last one is Xavier. I think the last one's Xavier Woods, who's not on the list, and he starts joking around, and it's just his like the breakdown he has of getting put on the list. It's just the comedy side they bring.
Yeah.
It's great.
Francesca as well. Francesca always made me laugh, and he was like the trombone or trumpet, whatever it was he
Yeah,
played. And then it got broke, and he was like, "We got you a new one. We got you Francesca 2.0." It's like, oh, okay. Um,
yeah,
but now they seem to be a bit weird.
mm,
I don't know, understand what was going on the other week when Xavier Woods decided to wear a UFO on his head. Um, Obviously, they've now got Grayson Waller as part of the group. I just don't
mm,
think that works. I feel like
yeah,
potentially Grayson Waller is that little filler for a bit, which will eventually then turn New Day back face,
yeah,
which potentially could lead to Big E coming back in. But I
hmm,
feel like people hate Grayson Waller that much as a heel that if the New Day was to just turn on him and batter him in the middle of the ring,
yeah,
um, it turned them back face. But I don't think there's a lot left for them to do.
yeah,
They're one of the greatest current tag teams
hmm,
of probably our generation to be out there to
yeah,
wrestle. So, um, yeah, both at number 6, we've both got the New Day. So, first one that matches.
yes,
On to number 5.
yes,
Into the top 5 now, the big ones that.
yes. I
Uh,
think you should take over going first now as well. We'll
you want me
switch
to
it
go
now because
first?
we both had the same number 6.
No, that's fine. My number 5 is a group, and again, I'm going to say it in this video because people are going to
Mhm.
come at me in the comments. I keep looking this way because my list is there. Um, I'm not just refusing to look at David. My list is here, and I have to remind myself.
That's why I
Um,
keep looking down at my list.
yeah, my number 5 is a group that are so iconic.
Mhm,
Um, it more WCW, WWF days. Never really got to see them.
mhm.
I read rumors. Apparently, there was a rumor that they were meant to be coming, like there was meant to be reforming a new version of the group
Yeah.
with John Cena as a heel. Would have been great.
Mhm.
And I would have loved to have seen it. My number five is the NWO. I think Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, X Pac.
Yeah.
See Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels, Hollywood Hogan, should I say?
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels, obviously Triple H, obviously eventually goes into it. I think that's
Mhm.
such a they were such icons
Yeah.
in business as a group as individuals as well. Spraying the big gold belt and just not giving a crap, spraying things
Yeah.
was iconic. And obviously we got
Mm.
Hollywood Hogan out of it, and that was to
Yeah.
me probably one of the best heel turns, and then
Yes.
one of the best face turns we've ever had. So
Mm.
yeah, number five, I'm going to go NWO.
Yes. My number five is, you've already mentioned them, do it on your list. That I've gone for Evolution.
Okay,
Yes, I really like the tag team. It brought a
yeah,
mixture of, obviously, the evolution, the past, the present, and then the future of WWE, and obviously Randy Orton still now, and Triple H as well. And they dominated the championship scene as well. Um,
yeah.
what they bought, I like the one, obviously the iconic moment is when Batista got the thumbs up and then slowly turns them.
SmackDown contract, wasn't it?
Yeah,
They were offering him a contract SmackDown to join
mm,
the brand, and he turns, and that obviously ultimately then turns on the
yeah,
group.
and then
Yeah,
obviously that's what sort of started one of the big first sights we got of Randy Orton as well going
yeah.
forward, and from there he's become such a generational superstar, as they all are. All of them in the ring are great wrestlers, and some Hall of Famers, and obviously some future Hall of Famers.
Randy's career is one of those where you sit there and you look at it and you go, that I say about Cena all the time.
Mhm.
You probably will, but I don't imagine it.
Yeah,
There won't be another Randy Orton.
no, there won't be.
There won't be another John Cena. As much as everyone tries to
Mm.
be the John Cena,
Yeah,
and people sit there and go, "Yeah, but Roman Reigns is the now version of John." Yes, he is, as in
mm.
he's the face of the company. But him and John Cena are two completely different people. Randy
Yeah,
Orton and John Cena are two completely different people. No one will ever be Randy Orton and
yeah,
sadistic and violent as Randy Orton was.
yeah.
Um, the fact that like you see all these memes nowadays, and it's like a
Mm.
Karen that's going on and on and on. And it's like, where's Randy when you need him?
Yeah,
And the iconic moment of Randy will
yeah,
RKO anyone.
yes.
Um, but yeah, I think Triple H as well. You look at what he's done in his career, what he's doing.
Mm.
I don't really want to look at what he's doing now because it's not necessarily
Yeah.
the storyline, but what he's doing with WWE keeping on business.
Mhm.
But Evolution was a great group.
Yeah.
And like you said, the past, the present, the future. They couldn't have had a better four put together
Mm.
um, and done it like. Could you imagine if they didn't have Batista and they put like Kurt Angle in the group?
Yeah.
Like you ruin the group. Like you can't take anyone out of Evolution and put someone else
You
in
can't, no.
that you'd sit there and go, okay. The only person you potentially would be able to would be Randy, and maybe you look at like you had Cena coming through at the time, you had like Edge and people like
Yeah.
that. But I don't think anyone could have played Randy Orton's style character the way that Randy Orton has played it.
Yeah.
Obviously making it the best.
Mm.
Um, Mentioning one of those people that I've just mentioned that could replace Randy brings me on to my number
Yes.
four. Um, my number four is again probably the last funny group we got before New Day.
Mhm.
Always had a joke, but also epic matches. Um, both funnily still in AEW is Edge and Christian. Um, I
Yes.
think what they did as a tag team. You look obviously
Yeah.
you everyone knows what they're like as friends outside the business. They're
hmm
very, very close. But again, what they did in the business, and you speak of Edge and Christian, and you automatically think of the Dudleys. You think of Matt and
Yeah.
Jeff. Think of TLC, and you think of that spear.
Yeah.
Um, and you get that moment, and you're like, oh wow, like it
Yeah.
brings up that kind of style matches, and they had those
hmm
matches all the time. Those three tag teams worked really well with each other, and brought some great matches to what we've seen.
Yeah.
Uh, but then you talk of the comedy side, and you had Edge and Christian who'd stand in the middle of the ring and say, for everyone with flash photography, get your cameras ready because we're going to give you 5 second pose. Um, and they had the bit of banter and they had the laugh of each other, and they could they bounced off each other well. That I
Yeah.
think allowed them to be as successful as they were.
Yes.
I want to say they're one of the most successful tag teams ever.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they are the
Actually, no.
most
Yeah.
successful.
I think I think they will be one of,
I know they're up
definitely.
there, definitely up
Yeah.
there as one of the most
Mm.
successful tag teams. Um, but yeah, number 4, Edge and Christian.
Yes. Ooh, getting tough now. Even though I've got my list, I'm like, oh, yeah.
Have I gone wrong? Who's your number 4,
Oh,
David?
my number 4 is another one you've mentioned actually on your list. It is pretty similar to our list today. My number 4 is NWO.
Yeah,
I have
I
gone
thought
for
you'd have them.
yeah, 100%. I feel like the NWO really did change the wrestling business forever, and also the sort of what you can bring as a tag team as well.
Yeah,
The like rebellious tag team that they were. Um, yeah, and as you mentioned, there's not really much to say about it. I think you've covered it all before. That's what brought us Hollywood, the iconic Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
yeah. You sit there
Um,
and you think without the NWO, you would never have
yeah,
had that 2002 WrestleMania moment of The Rock
mm,
and Hulk Hogan, which
yeah,
still goes down as probably one of the loudest pops in
yeah,
wrestling history.
yeah, yeah.
I don't think you get that without Hollywood Hogan, and
Mm.
again, you don't get Hollywood Hogan without
Yeah,
the
and to what they
NWO.
brought to and as what they brought to wrestling as well is they were like the headline for like the Monday Night Wars
Yeah,
as well. They were
yeah.
up there with that. And that's a great moment watching because that was a bit before when I started to watch wrestling.
I
Um,
think ultimately they were. You look at the NWO as
yeah,
there was the whole drama of WCW and WWF at the time.
yeah,
We were going to call it. Um,
hmm
and they're having this rivalry back and forth. And I think ultimately the NWO
yeah,
kind of allowed WWF fans to see
yeah,
inside WCW, but also WCW to see inside WWF
yeah,
as where it can all work and work well, and
hmm
then bring this really good group together, a mix of both, and
yeah,
that dominate the days. And I think ultimately they brought two
yeah.
wrestling promotions together
Mm.
and obviously made it what it is now.
Yeah, I think one
So
moment that stands out for me is when I think it was Scott Hall standing in the middle of the ring and he gets the egg hit off his head and he sort of just brushes his long hair
yeah,
back and I was like, yeah, he doesn't give a damn what
no.
anyone thinks. Yeah.
That's what I love watching those videos, and ECW had them the most. And
Mm,
there's one where John Cena throws his shirt into the crowd, and the guy throws it back to him,
yeah,
and he's like, okay, and he goes to the other side of the ring and he throws it, and they throw it back to him, and I was like,
yeah,
ECW and those kind of wrestling days
yeah.
were
That
different
was
ball
one of
games.
the that
NWO summed that up.
yeah. That night in particular was probably one of the most toxic crowds I've ever
Yeah,
heard and seen as well towards Cena. That was a yeah, that was a great moment as well.
yeah, but NWO in at number 4. I
Yes.
just they just weren't quite
Mhm.
above. They weren't above my top 3. My number 3 is
I'm interested to see your top 3 because I don't know whether ours are gonna be pretty similar now.
the number 3 spot. I've gone with a group that potentially might be lower, but for me,
Mhm,
um, are the greatest tag team in WWE
mhm.
right now, and have been for the past 15 years. easily. Um, Number three for me is there's two ways you can go with it. So mine's Jimmy and Jay, the Usos,
Yeah,
and number three. But you look at as well that yes, okay, Roman was quite big with the bloodline, and
yeah,
he tells this whole story of the whole
hmm
acknowledgement of tribal chief and stuff. But Jimmy and Jay were massive parts of that as well.
yeah,
Um, Record breaking tag team championship holds.
yeah,
I think they're up there again, like Edge and Christian,
mm,
most decorated tag team in WWE.
yeah,
You've now got Jay's gone solo, and he's the most merch being sold. He's the most
hmm
over guy in WWE. Like to be more
yeah,
over than John Cena, and I generally think that Jay Uso right now is.
yeah,
That's tough any era, any year to do, be more than John Cena. But there's something about Jay that and Yeaton that everyone seems to like, and the fact that he just don't care. Um,
yeah,
it reminds me of the Cody and Jay interview, and Cody's like, "We've had a few libations," and he's like, "You absolutely smashed out of his tree, just no care in the world." But what the Usos have done in the tag team division,
yeah,
we went through a stage when they were coming through that it was the original version of the Usos.
yeah,
You had Tyson Kidd and Cesaro.
hmm
I can't really think of any other tag teams that were around that
no,
time. There wasn't many. They
mm,
weren't that good. You just had people like Paul London and Brian Kendrick, uh, Trevor Murdoch and Lance Storm, the
yeah,
Super Balls. You had all these. There was Deuce and Domino and Cherry at one point. Like you going through that era where there wasn't really many tag teams.
yeah,
Um, and then you've got a couple of years where it's like, and then the only other one that comes to mind through the era of the Usos starting was Daniel Bryan and Kane,
yeah,
and you think that was just a joke, and then you look at when you started getting other tag teams started coming in, so you started
mm,
getting like the Street Profits coming through,
yeah,
DIY obviously coming through, um, Dudley Boys come through, and the New Day come out,
yeah,
and the Shield and stuff like that. Like the Shield and the Usos had some good rivalries back in the day for titles and stuff. So,
yeah,
but I think the Usos have been the epitome of tag team wrestling for the past, let's say, 10, 15 years. And
yeah,
I think they're both now at a point where they're maybe coming to the end of their careers and they're wanting these solo pushes. But you know
mm,
full well if you ever see Jimmy and Jay on your screen, something good's going to go down.
yeah,
And they are on the mic as individuals.
yeah,
Not 100% sure,
hmm
but you put them both in a ring together and they bounce off each other.
yeah.
Incredible. They are the best people on the
They
mic,
are, they are.
um, and they bury people. And obviously, that's ultimately what you got to do. But yeah,
Yes,
number three for me is the Usos.
yes. Amazing choice. I've got top three. It's tough, tough, so tough. But I've got two words for you. God for
Suck it.
yes, a D-Generation X. I
Nice.
feel like they redefined all the
Yeah.
chaos that happened in the Attitude Era. I was lucky enough to go. I think it was called the D-Generation X Revenge Tour
Yeah.
when it came, and I was able to see them live. And I had my, I think I've still got them at home somewhere. Obviously, the glow's gone off them now, but I had the two green glow sticks and looking around as a kid at the arena when everyone holding up the X sign. It was great to see, and the iconic catchphrases, the what they did to suffer Vince at the time, all the chaos, what they caused, the
Yeah.
spray painting the X
On
on
Vincent Private Jet.
yeah, on everything. It was just
Yeah.
absolute chaos. And as a as a child growing up, I was like, "Oh, they are really
I think
cool. I like
you
them."
also look at DX just before our era where you've got the New Age Outlaws, Shawn
Yeah,
Michaels, Triple H, X Pac, China,
hmm
um, and that era of them driving tanks into buildings,
yeah,
no care in the world.
Mm.
that era, that they were funny then, and they brought a good storyline and were serious.
Yeah.
But then, like you said, you go into when we're a bit younger and we're watching them, and you've got
Yeah.
DX versus the Spirit Squad, and Triple H and Shawn Michaels are on the big video printer, and they go, "We've got two words for you: look up," and they cover them in shit. And it's
Yeah.
like they brought the jokes, and then the one scene that always sticks in my head with DX is when they go to mini court and it's all
Yeah.
dwarfs. And he's like, but this is a little bit funny. I mean, not little. This is short. I don't know what to say. Shawn Michaels is having that little meltdown because they're
Yeah.
all little people. But like, you talk about DX as like just iconic moments in general.
Yeah.
There's, I don't know if you remember going back. Me and my brother used to love DX.
Mhm.
Very obviously iconic, and we used to sit there and watch DX's funniest moments. And
Yeah.
there's a moment where Shawn Michaels is tapping a computer backstage, and it was like the fans got to vote, and they were waiting for the vote to come through for special guest referee. And Triple H is saying something like, "Oh, someone said that you're incompetent or something." And Shawn Michaels goes, what's your name?" And the guy's like, "Stan." And he's like, "Stan." And "I just kicked Stan,"
Yeah.
which obviously is now Sean Spears.
Yeah.
Um, but he kicked
Payback 10.
Stan. And that video, like, if I'm ever in a bad mood or my brother's in a bad mood, it's like you send that video. And
Yeah.
instantly it cheers me up because I'm like, "I just kicked Stan." And then he walks on the corridor, kicks someone else, and he
Yeah.
kicks on, and you just saw the paper fly everywhere. And
Yeah. It
they
was
were a
great.
epitome of
Yeah.
comedy, as well. They like I said before,
Mhm.
Edge and Christian, such a good friendship that they
Yeah.
just bicker with each other, and they made the storyline good when it was a video that I watched. WWE posted. I don't know if it was recently or an old one,
Mhm.
but when Vince McMahon was ordering Triple H to go down to the ring to take out Shawn Michaels. And Shawn Michaels is surrounded by the Spirit Squad, and then Triple H ended up wiping them all out.
Yeah.
It's great.
It
Um,
is.
but then you also look at the other side of it of John Cena versus Triple H versus Shawn Michaels in a triple threat.
As
Barrel
soon as
ring,
the match starts. Yeah.
and he just features music's Triple H, and you're like, okay, they've got funny bits.
Cena's face just drops as if to say,
Yeah, so he's like, oh,
yeah.
what's going on here? But they were great.
Yeah.
Very, very, very good group
Mhm.
and tag team, and definitely deserve to be up there in the Mount
Yeah.
Rushmore segment of
Mhm.
the group. Number two. Now,
Yes.
I have a feeling my number two is your number one, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Uh, for me, one of my favorite groups of all time.
Mhm.
Um, Still wrestling now, actually still champions now. Um, and even though they've been through a lot of trouble,
Mhm.
one of them has been through a lot of trouble personally.
Mhm.
It's always good to see him come out. I was a big fan growing up. My number two is the Hardy Boys, Matt and Jeff Hardy in at number
Yes.
two. Um, Absolutely loved Jeff Hardy growing up. Was
Mhm.
like I said in the past video.
Yeah.
Was obsessed with them. I had the sleeves, the thing, the
Yeah.
music, the Hardy Boys music entrance song is probably one of my favourites.
Yeah.
Not to ruin another video, but it's probably one of my favourites.
Yeah.
It's definitely up there. But
Mhm.
when you look as well, I remember Jeff Hardy winning his first WWE Championship,
Yeah.
um, and how big of a moment that was. And then you sit there and you look back and you go, they had two different types of careers. So Jeff got the big push,
Mm.
and made it. But to me, one of my top 10 bouts of all
Mhm.
time was that generation version of the United States bout with the
Yeah.
American flag that Matt Hardy, to me, Matt Hardy and MVP are the two people that I sit there and go,
Yeah.
they're
That was
iconic for that bout. And
a great rivalry.
um, that they had good rivalries then. And Matt and
Mhm.
Jeff, when they had their rivalries with each other,
Yeah.
they had good battle. They had a big, really, really good WrestleMania match together
Yeah.
against each other. Um, and it was one of those where I was just obsessed with them growing up.
Yeah.
I loved watching them wrestle, and
Hmm.
like then you go back at earlier days when you sit there and you go, well, before our generation, you had the Dudleys,
Yeah.
Hardys, with Jericho and Edge. Not Jericho. I keep saying Jericho. Christian and
Yeah.
Edge.
It's good. Yeah.
Um, and they had other rivalries in that time that
Mm.
allowed them to push on to be what they were, and they've
Yeah.
had great careers between both of them. But yeah, number two for me is second greatest tag team or second group, whatever you want to call them, of all time. Very, very close between one and two for me.
Yeah.
Very tough to decide. But yeah, Hardy's just picked.
Yes. Number two, for me, you mentioned just before the Usos. I've gone for the Usos are
The
my
fun.
number two. The broken records, longest title reign in
Yeah,
history, and we spoke about them on the video of when how they first started out
yeah,
to what the Usos penitentiary to go having a singles run, Jay winning the Rumble and becoming champ. Hopefully, Jimmy gets a big push as being a on his own as well. But as you said before, as they both of them come together on the mic, they can destroy anyone on that mic.
yeah. It's mad to think when you look at their record-breaking title reign
Mm,
that another group that we've both mentioned, the New Day,
yeah,
were the holders beforehand.
yeah,
So you look
it
at the
was.
fact that the New Day have had their flowers and their credits, and
Mm,
they deserve everything. And then that's what I say when I say the Usos have probably been that top group for the last 10, 15 years is the Usos going and then breaking that record
yeah,
that, to be fair, I've probably sat there and thought, yeah, it's going to stand a while.
yeah,
Sorry. Oh, it's a long one. But that moment where I thought maybe that record would never be broken, and then
yeah,
the Usos go and break it, and
mm,
they then just break it, they smash it out the park. Um, yeah, definitely
yeah,
deserved. It was, I said, top three was tough. I probably could put them in different order.
yeah,
I have a feeling our top three are the same, just different orders.
mhm,
Um, Probably gives you away what my number one is if you look at your three and two.
yes,
Um, but yeah, Uso is definitely up there with
yeah,
the greatest right now, very close to being the greatest of all time.
yeah,
Which brings us on to my greatest of all time tag team,
yeah,
as you ever so lovely mentioned, uh, D Generation X are
yes,
are my number one. Like I said,
mhm,
without trying to give too much away, watching them growing up, that was all the wrestling videos I'd watch.
yeah,
I wouldn't be able to stay up to watch Raw, SmackDown, so it was onto YouTube the next day,
mhm,
get results off. Go on Google, get the results. Go on YouTube,
yeah,
try and watch it. Would watch the little highlights,
mhm,
etc., and then it'd be like DX funniest moments. And there was a
yeah,
point where it was like 2.5 hour long videos, and there was like 15 of them, and that would
yeah,
be like it'd take me like a day or two to go through one video, and
mhm,
that's what I did. I spent a couple of months just
yeah.
watching DX videos,
They're great. Yeah.
even now when you see Sean and Triple H, like they were out on NXT the other week or
Hmm.
other month, and William Regal comes out and shouts "War Games" at them, which really confused me because
Yeah.
I thought they were taking NXT to War Games with that way, that it was going to be like a WWE versus NXT.
Yeah.
Very, very confusing moment
Hmm.
that a lot of people probably don't understand why. But even when you see them both in the ring, I'm sat there going, "Oh, this is going to be funny."
Yeah.
So it's going to happen here, and one of them comes out all serious, and within like a couple of minutes, they've broke character and they're laughing, and you're like, "Come on, let's bring DX back."
Yeah.
We obviously discussed it on, I don't know if it was the last video or the podcast where we
Hmm.
said about the DX versus Brothers of Destruction that never should have happened at Crown Jewel.
Yes.
Obviously, that was an unfortunate way to see
Hmm.
it end, but
It was.
I absolutely loved the fact that when they got inducted into the Hall of Fame,
Mm.
he tried not to mention Billy Gunn because obviously Vince was like, "Oh, he's at a different promotion. You can't mention him."
Yeah.
And within about 5 seconds of his promo, he was like, "Yeah, I'm Billy Gunn." Just didn't care in the world.
Yeah,
They did what they wanted to do. So
yeah.
yeah,
They had a great Hall of Fame speech as well.
yeah, number
Yeah,
one for me. The
yeah,
best bit is where he's got the water gun and he's like, "Oh, it's got a limp," and he's like, "It happens to the best of us. Don't worry."
yeah. That's the moment I had in my head then as well, actually.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
they're just hilarious whenever I get on the microphone. And one of
yeah,
the funny things that always stands out to me is,
mhm,
as you look at his New Age Outlaws and DX, his New Age Outlaws had that tag team champions of the world, and
yeah,
then he'd give it to Billy Gunn, and he'd be like, "And if you're not down with that, we got two." Whenever you brought the two groups together, and then they
yeah,
pass it to Sean and to Billy, and they'd just talk over each other, and it was like they're like, "Well, who's doing what?" Or there's a moment with, I'm pretty sure it's Damien Sandow.
mhm,
That's a throwback for you.
yeah.
Damien
It
Sandow in
is.
the ring, and they're in the middle of the ring talking, and you can hear him talking through the microphone, and they're like,
Mhm.
"We let him in? Do we let him do it? Do we do this? Do we do that?" No, I think Sean just kicks him in the face. And they're like, "Right, on three, Sean, kick him in the face." And he's like, "Wait, am I kicking him on three, or are we leaving at three?" And you get the funny part of the
Yeah,
group.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
A
they're,
great,
they're very iconic and definitely
yeah,
one of the greatest up there.
a great
So
number one. Yeah, yeah. The top three was tough, but you guessed it before. My number one, the Hardy Boys.
yeah,
They've got to be my number one.
it was very close.
Iconic tag
Yeah,
team for me.
very
Mm.
very close with I think with all of them, the Hardys, DX,
Yeah,
and the Usos. I think it's very hard
it
to
is. Yeah,
put a point. If you could put a joint first, I think they'd all be
mhm,
there.
it
They've all been
is.
successful, but
Yeah,
um,
in recent times for the Hardys for me is the WrestleMania 33, where New Day's
with
coming,
them,
where the host at the time, the New Day coming out, and they're all doing this. There's going to be a fourth team in the match, and it's like, ooh, ooh,
woo,
ooh.
and everyone thinks it's a
And
new day,
then
and also it's
yeah,
like dun dun dun. It's like that was
the
a pop.
crowd just erupts, and obviously at that time you've got Matt with the delete
Yeah,
and everyone doing that, and Jeff. I think I was scrolling through Instagram the other day and I seen a title which where they both had the backs to each other, but Matt had the silver ECW championship on one shoulder, and then Jeff has the spinner on the
yeah,
other shoulder. And I was like, that just shows like how good they are and single
yeah,
competitors as well. Both of them have been champion, and you mentioned before the iconic Jeff Hardy title win he had as well.
yeah.
Mm.
I think as well. You look at like I said it. Like I said a minute ago. You look at all the terrible stuff that Jeff's been through.
Yeah.
And the video that always comes up my feed, and I can never watch it fully,
Mm.
is when I don't know if it's Samoa Joe or maybe AJ Styles on
Mhm.
TNA, and they're just going in on Jeff Hardy because he'd been
Yeah.
drunk and he was in the ring and he
Yeah. Yeah.
almost ruined someone's career. And they're basically going like, "We've built this promo up, and you're ruined." And you can tell in his face he's out of it.
Mm.
Um, but then I see that, and you're like, "Oh, like you could have
Yeah.
ruined the career really bad." But then you see him now, still
Yeah.
wrestling now, still able to move now,
Yeah.
and you see how healthy and clean he looks, and
Mm.
he's just sat at home making music and writing
Yeah.
songs. I think the
It's
the
great.
greatest thing they've done recently that I absolutely loved
Mm.
was when they teamed up with Joe Hendry, and they got
Yes.
put into Joe Hendry's song.
Yeah.
That was great, and
I
therefore that, and I
believe.
remember
Yeah.
watching them. They come, was it a takeover maybe, and they faced Fraxium.
Yes. Yeah.
That was a really good match,
Mhm.
and
It's great to see them on NXT as well.
they fully deserve
Yeah.
all the flowers they get, and all the
Mhm.
credit they get, and all the praise they deserve. But then
100%.
you also see them come into like NXT and TNA
Mm.
now, and yeah, okay, they're TNA tag, or they might not be anymore. I don't know. They were
Yeah.
TNA tag team
Yeah, do
champions,
it.
um,
I think they are. I'm not sure.
but they're still trying to help the younger generation by going, well, we'll put you over. We'll get in a match
Yeah.
with you and put you over. They're not fussed about winning or losing. They just
Yeah.
want they want to wrestle.
And as you mentioned then about them being the NXT, that I the most like it's the top three in our lists
Yeah,
of iconic, and them helping future tag teams and stars coming up, and it's a credit to the. It just shows them as a person, as a tag team, as you mentioned. Them, then they'll
yeah.
put anyone over at the moment. At the
Brother Nero.
I think at any time, yeah, it is,
I absolutely love the whole Brother Nero situation and
yeah,
the way they play it. And the one the one you mentioned, the delete Matt Hardy,
yeah.
broken Matt Hardy, I think it was called. And it reminds me of the one clip it always reminds me of that I thought was hilarious
I think we're
is
gonna say,
when they're backstage and Matt introduces Jeff to Bray Wyatt
yeah.
and he's like, wonderful. Then he turns around, Seth Rollins like, what the fuck was that? And he's like, just sticks him in some chewing gum and just walks off. That whole interaction showed what they were capable of doing with each other. Like
Yeah,
the whole broken Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt was a really good team that worked well. Obviously, you brought Brother Nero into that, and
yeah,
I still remember watching early days TNA, and Jeff Hardy was Willow.
yeah,
And every time I've seen him, I was like, "Oh my god, it's Jeff Hardy!" My brother would be like, "That's Willow." Willow and
yeah,
Jeff Hardy are like he can't be Jeff Hardy on here because it's TNA, and I'm like,
yeah,
"That's Jeff Hardy." Didn't like the Willow situation. He was a
yeah.
bit weird, but
Yeah,
no, fully deserved.
one moment stands out for me is the delete. I think it was Matt and Jeff in a match. I'm not sure what match it was, but it was when Jeff had the fireworks firing at Matt, and then Matt runs over and goes, "Oh, it's dilapidated boat," and just picks the boat up and hides behind the boat. I was like, "Yeah, they're just iconic."
You'd think
I
that
forgot what match that was actually.
you'd
What did they
think that
call
Jeff would learn after having his pyro go off in his face not to play with fireworks.
it? Yeah.
But
Yeah, but
no,
that's another
they
one of those
told
like
me,
cinematic matches we mentioned
yeah,
in the
yeah.
previous video about the cinematic matches. That's
It's
another.
at the I want to say it's like the Nero compound or something like that.
Yeah,
Hardy compound or something like that. They have it, I don't
yeah,
know. Um, but yeah, them two can sell a story.
yeah,
They can have a joke, they can have a laugh, they can be serious, but they can
hmm
also have great moments on TV. And I think you look at not just their solo careers, but mainly as a tag team was
yeah.
iconic. But a big shout out to their single careers as well because
100%.
um, what they've both done, they
Hmm.
both escalated a division that Jeff took the Intercontinental title at the same time. I think Matt had the
Yeah,
US title, and you had Jeff on Raw, Matt on SmackDown, and
yeah,
my younger years are growing up with
yeah,
Matt Hardy, Finley, Shouting
hmm
Benjamin, MVP, those kind of names on
yeah,
SmackDown, and then you've got Jeff Hardy, CM Punk, Rey Mysterio,
yeah,
um, in that mid card kind of table on Raw, which William Regal I think was in there at that time, and
hmm
City of Days to go back through the
yeah,
2008 Raw. One of the best intros, by the way, ever
hmm
in wrestling history was the 2008
yeah.
uh, Nickelback Burn It to the Ground. That
Love the old school Raw themes.
old school.
Can't beat it.
We'll do that as a video. We'll go through.
Yes,
We'll do it as a video where we'll have them on the screen and we'll
yes,
relive the old school and theme songs
100%,
and we'll go back through them because that would be a great video to do.
100%.
Um,
Yeah, I
I
think
think if
we
we
had. Sorry, go
yeah,
on.
hang on.
No, go on after you.
I was going to move on, so you go on to
Yeah,
what
no,
you'd say.
I was gonna say we've got pretty similar lists, top 10
Yeah,
there, to
yeah,
be fair.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely a few on yours that I didn't think you'd have.
I know the one on
Um,
yours that stands out for me, which would have definitely been a number 11 honorable mention, was definitely Edge and Christian. Edge and Christian.
have you not got them?
No, I didn't put them on the list.
Oh, crazy.
No, I haven't put them on my list.
So the two that I've got that you haven't were Edge and Christian and Brothers of Destruction.
Yes, and I think the ones I've got is Nexus
Yeah, and Undisputed
and
Era.
yeah,
Yeah, I think you got to look at honourable mentions as well.
yeah,
Edge and Edge and Randy Orton.
yes,
That was a very good tag team.
yeah,
Even go out there and say Legacy as
hmm
a group, they were very good.
yeah,
The one that come very close to going in my 10,
hmm
very, very close, was
yeah,
um, I don't know whether you want to call them the original version or
hmm
2.0 version of Judgment Day.
yeah,
The Priest, Finn, Rhea, and Dom version.
yeah,
Um, I think once they got rid of Edge and
hmm
they took that storyline somewhere different,
yeah,
that's epitome of the group now. I don't like the Judgment Day now.
yeah,
Um, and I think it was a bit boring when Edge first started it.
yeah,
But in that middle section of Mami Rhea and
yeah. That was a great storyline.
Alex, the Al Campion,
Yes,
absolutely love that moment. I think they get a very honourable mention
hmm
if we talk about like now tag teams. You
yeah,
mentioned obviously before we come on here whether you do the Usos or the Bloodline.
yeah,
I think the rest of the Bloodline get an honourable mention. Um,
100%.
it makes me think of Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. They've
Yeah,
got good chemistry with each other.
hmm
Very good tag team. I remember being at WrestleMania 39 where they won the tag titles.
yeah,
Um, and the pop when they won that was
yeah,
mental. And it was great to be a part of. But I think they get an honourable mention as a good tag team.
hmm
Um, Rock and Sock, that's another one that I
yeah,
think again they were
hmm
what was it? The Rock and Mick Foley, or was he Mankind? Was it the Rock and
yeah,
Mankind, or was it the
mm,
Rock and Mick Foley? Either way, the
yeah,
Rock and the face of Mick Foley, one of the
yeah,
four faces of Mick Foley. Um, Obviously they were iconic at the time that they
hmm
were, and had a really good
yeah,
storyline going with the fact that they weren't
yes,
friends and they didn't get on with each other, and then they built it up.
hmm
And I think the only other one to that my honourable mention would be that again very close to being in there,
yeah,
um, but didn't was the APA, Bradshaw
yeah,
and Farouk.
yeah,
Absolute great tag team, and again before my era type
hmm
of group. Obviously, I got to see JBL when he became JBL rather than Bradshaw,
yeah,
um, and the guy's an absolute tosser. But you were meant to hate him, um,
yeah, he was.
and he still gives me one of my favourite John Cena moments of all time. Of John Cena and the Crime Time team spray painting and destroying his limo.
Yeah,
I could watch that video on repeat because it was a great moment.
yeah.
But
That's not a tag
um,
match, Crime Time.
Crime Time, yeah.
Yeah,
Shame about Shad Gaspar.
yeah,
Shad Gaspar.
hmm
Another one taken so young, but
yeah,
um, still one of my greatest John Cena moments. That was when he was
yes,
like, "It's against the law to have this tinted window. We could fix that." The Crime Time crop shop, or whatever they called it.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, I think APA would be my last
hmm
honourable mention. That I think up there with
yeah,
some of the greatest to do it. I think if we were looking at all generations
yeah,
and going off it, they'd 100% be in the top 10. But I think
yeah,
that's fair enough. Personal opinion, it's
yeah.
Edge of the belt.
Definitely. I think we are going on all generations as well. I think there's two on my honourable mentions list, which not been mentioned. I think it was the Ministry of Darkness.
I was just thinking of those in my head, and I was like, what was
Yeah,
they called again? But yeah,
yes, the Ministry of Darkness. I feel like that helped the Undertaker into the icon of what he
yeah,
is today. Obviously it wasn't my era. I didn't see any of them in person. Obviously I watched the videos back and they were great.
yeah,
Another tag team I didn't see, or faction tag team is the Heart Foundation.
yes, definitely a good
Yeah.
show.
Yeah, I've got to
Um,
mention them. There's obviously the family there with in ring wrestling skills as well as outside the ring. Just
Yeah,
great tag team.
I think the Hart Foundation was great in that kind of
Yeah.
era, and it actually reminds me of the British Bulldog,
Mhm.
uh, and that kind of style.
Yeah.
And for anyone who hasn't seen our post, we are campaigning with the British Bulldog family to get him
Yes.
the star on the Walk of Fame in Wigan, his
Mhm.
hometown. So if you haven't, check out the Facebook page. We've got a link on there to sign a
Yes.
petition. And if you're from Wigan Council, then pull your finger at your arse and give him his star already.
Yes.
Um, but that
100%.
kind of era of wrestling was different. Like when you look at
Mm.
um, people like Macho Man Randy Savage,
Yeah.
uh, obviously had a good few partners in the time,
Yeah.
and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and
Mhm.
Rowdy Roddy Piper, Jimmy Snooker, the
Yeah.
different generation. Um, One tag team that's just come to my mind that I
Yeah.
think tag team slash faction that I think for our generation, if I was doing it purely on us and getting rid of people like NWO and Brothers of
Mhm.
Destruction and people like Hanson, I'd have to put in two tag teams. One would be Batista and Rey Mysterio.
Yes.
That was a good storyline.
Mhm.
Um, Obviously, the original LWO would be good to put
Yeah.
on there, Eddie Guerrero and stuff. But I think Eminem,
Mhm.
Melina, Nitro, Morrison,
Yeah.
um, they were iconic when
Yeah.
growing up. They were the big thing of the red carpet, the slow walk, the Melina do the splits at the entrance
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And I think Eminem were massive growing up. Obviously, then
Mhm.
Nitro and Morrison split up. Morrison then
Yeah.
become Morrison and Miz, um, and they had a different group, Miz and Truth.
Mhm.
They were obviously iconic and had a good run with each other. But
Yeah.
Eminem, 100% were like probably the first proper faction that I would
Yeah.
have seen in my generation.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, people like that. And then the
Yeah.
Super Cools, absolutely loved them. Two little
Mhm.
Mexican blokes that drove down to the ring on lawnmowers.
Yeah.
Racist as anything, but
Yeah.
yeah, super crazy and
Mm.
super cool.
There's two what just came to mind actually thinking about it more recent. Got to mention DIY,
Yeah,
great
very
tag
good.
team, and then another UK tag team that comes to mind is Mustache Mountain. I've gone for
That's Mountain.
yes, Tyler Bate and Trent Seven.
Never heard of them.
Never, definitely got
No.
a yes,
You
Mustache
said
Mountain.
Mustache Mountain, and the first
Yeah,
person that come to my head, British, was is it Jack Gallagher that used to be in NXT that used to have the curly mustache come out the umbrella?
yeah, yeah, it was, yeah,
That's who come into my head, and
yeah.
I was like,
But no, yeah, sorry, yeah,
yeah.
sorry, I
I,
interrupted you then.
I think another one though. You look at recent ones
Mhm.
is look at how impressive when they first come through. Imperium were
Yes.
obviously very iconic.
Mhm.
Giovanni Da Vinci and Ludwig Kaiser on
Yes.
European elegance as they were
Yeah,
outside WWE, bringing in Walter,
yeah.
Gunter. I think they get a big shout out as well. And
Mhm.
Street Profits again, big shout
Yeah.
out for current tag teams that are really good.
Yes.
Um, Motor City
Motor City.
Machine Guns,
Yeah,
yeah,
at the same time, we said that.
very good history. 20
Yeah.
years in the industry back in TNA, originally in Japan and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So I absolutely love their entrance.
Mhm. Yeah. Love it.
Um,
Yeah.
that's a massive one.
Yeah.
I think if you want to look at factions that maybe one that wasn't in
Mhm.
WWE, well, at least not all of it was in WWE.
Yeah.
But you got iconic, the Bullet Club.
Yes.
Wherever you go, AJ Styles Bullet Club or Finn Balor Bullet Club,
Yeah.
they were just iconic for what they did.
Mhm.
Gallows and Anderson and Kenny Omega. Cody Rhodes has been part of them.
Yes.
Obviously,
Yeah.
Finn, AJ. A lot of people have been part of the Bullet Club now,
Yeah.
but the original ones, that was a great group. We
Yeah.
mentioned them earlier. Aces of Eights
Great. Yeah.
were good in.
They are.
James Storm and what's the other guy's name? And they used to just come down to the drink ring and drink beer
Uh,
in TNA. James Storm.
Not too sure.
James Storm. Um, can't be that one. Is it America's Most Wanted? Was that the group?
Not
Well,
too sure.
James Storm used to be obviously in TNA. They were
Mhm.
called Beer Money, and they used to come down to the ring and drink. It was James Storm, Bobby Roode, and Chris Harris. And
Yeah, I can picture it now.
I
Actually,
can't
I
remember
can
his
picture
name.
them.
I knew he, but if I can get the photo to load, oh no, hang
Yeah.
on,
Yeah.
my camera's all blurry. I don't know if I can change it. Maybe I can here. But they used to just wrong way, come
Yeah.
down to the ring and drink beer.
Yeah.
Um, drink beer and make money. That's all we want
Yeah.
to do.
The
And
perfect way to live.
they were very good doing that. And then you also
Yeah.
had Kurt Angle had a few groups
Hmm.
in TNA.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of tag teams out there that have
There
been
is.
very good.
We could sit here on this podcast
Yeah.
for probably the rest of the night as well and carry on
The
talking.
core, the
Hmm.
core. When Wade Barrett got kicked out of Nexus, obviously made the core.
Yeah.
Uh, the Wyatts, the original Wyatt family. I think
Yes.
still good. I know I've mentioned Bray Wyatt a lot.
Hmm.
Without Bray Wyatt, he was a very good person. But I think the
Good
original
friend.
Wyatt family was something different that you'd
Yes,
seen
it
the
was.
slow walk and the dark lights from the Undertaker,
Hmm.
but to add a creaky rocking chair and a
Yeah.
lantern and turn it the way that Bray did,
Hmm.
incredible work. Because
Yeah.
and even Undertaker says, Mark Calloway says it himself. Stuff like that wouldn't get away with it now. You wouldn't be able to
No.
bring the original Bray Wyatt out now
No.
because it wouldn't stick. Neither would the Undertaker.
Hmm.
Um, I don't think the game would work. I don't
Mm.
think Shawn Michaels would work. I don't think
Yeah.
most of that storyline wouldn't work. Um, for the fact that complete different style of
It
world.
is. Yeah.
It's not even just different style of wrestling. It's a complete different world.
It is. It's a totally different world
Um,
now.
you'd have the Undertaker with a rainbow flag and bright pink
Yeah.
hair instead, and that probably
You would
still wouldn't be
have
there.
the Undertaker in the form of the New Day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
could you imagine that?
That's something
Undertaker
you'd
like,
see on like the. That's something you'd see on WWE the 2K games. Definitely.
I'm going to make it on 2K tomorrow.
Yeah.
But no, I think there's a
Yeah.
lot of tag teams that
There
we could
is.
give credit to and give praise to.
And if we've missed any that any watchers at home think of, please let us know in the comments as well.
And if anyone thinks I'm stupid because I don't know who the moustache people are,
I'm
then
gonna speak to you right after this and send you a picture, and you'll be like, I know who they are.
yeah, not a clue. Completely different world. Um, but yeah, I think there's a lot of tag teams that could get the praise,
Mhm.
and I think rightly so. DX, the
Yeah.
Hardys, and the Usos are top
Mhm.
three. Um, so yeah, let us know below
Yes.
your thoughts on our top 10. Also,
Yes,
let
and
us
please
know
also
your thoughts
go.
on your top
Yeah.
10. I
Yes, please do.
understand because I know that we're going to get the complaint when it goes out that it's another hour and 20-minute video, but
It is.
it's what a podcast is. Podcasts aren't meant to be 10 minutes. We're not doing
Yes.
we don't like doing these whole quick short videos just so you get it through. We do a proper chat. So join in the conversation with us. Let us know in the comments what
Yes.
you want to see and what you want to do.
Yes.
Check out TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch,
Yep.
all these different channels.
Yep.
We'll obviously see you for the next one.
We
And let us
will.
know what you want. So we will
Yes,
see
please
you in a
do.
bit.
Please let us know what any more top 10 videos you want as well.
And any other style videos you want. Do you want to see us maybe start a GM mode on 2K25?
I
Do
think
you
that'd be
want us?
great.
It would be great. I went to
Yeah.
start one earlier and I thought, do I stream this and record it all and stream it? Or
Yeah.
do I wait and we do one where we can stream it together? We'll have a conversation about
Yeah.
that in a minute. But yeah,
100%.
let us know your thoughts. Let
Yes.
us know what you want. And until next time, we will see you.
Promise that you'll catch